little pony.
That's all I know.
And then friendship is magic.
It's Lego Movie all over, but thank you guys for bearing with us on that one. The long awaited.
I know. I couldn't sleep over this.
Come on, man. Come on. Yes.
I know. My brony senses are tingling. I know, like all of a sudden I start forming like a fedora and a shirt.
I know, I was thinking about getting in the get up, but oh man, I think you guys are excited enough to hear what we have to freaking say about My Little Pony. This was the weirdest thing going. This is like buying condoms in the store for the first time. You're like, 2 for My Little Pony? Oh yeah, this go, okay. That's it? Okay. No, okay.
So that's what it's called. So, just off the get-go, this movie is literally unicorn vomit in that as soon as it starts, you have no sense of, like being able to acclimate or anything like that. It just hits you like a brick wall and just an explosion of colors and sound that is just overwhelming.
It is a sensory overload.
Yes, it was very much an overload, and I was just like, I had to like adapt in order to finally get through the movie, because I mean that first minute, the camera just goes everywhere into like the entire world of Equestria or whatever it's called. But I mean, to be fair, it was okay animation for Flash. I was expecting it to be way worse. Worse, like stuff like in some of the action sequences when they're running away from stuff, and how the water was animated was actually pretty appealing.
It did look good.
But yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. But I mean, it's because it was very hard for me to like last an hour and a half with that.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I wasn't expecting much because I knew it was an animation. No one does that anymore at all. So it's just
it was since 2010. This is the third 2D animated movie to ever have been made. Last one was SpongeBob, which I had a blast.
SpongeBob and Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh.
God damn.
I know, right? Nobody cares anymore, man.
No, but I mean, just the first 5 minutes, I couldn't even pay attention. I'm just like,
I know. I know, you're like in Clockwork Orange, just.
There's no getting ready for that.
No.
There's nothing you can watch. I mean, maybe Winnie the Pooh, but there's nothing. You can watch the
Winnie the Pooh,
this, man.
There's a huge difference in terms of how frantic and crazy this shit is compared to Winnie the Pooh.
Chaotic as fuck. Like Lego Movie is like the only thing I can think of that's animated but like colorful as shit. Yeah. But it has structure.
No, there is a really well set narrative with Lego Movie. Here, that's a completely different story, because they first start off in Equestria, and then you can tell that an animated movie runs out of ideas when they're like, oh, let's make it a road trip. Yeah. So that's where we go into the world of Prince of Persia and the Little Mermaid, and it's just basically them exploring, Disney Infinity, the video game. They're exploring different dimensions and whatever. But yeah, it was too much. I felt like the only moments that I've actually enjoyed was when they actually stayed in Equestria, and I mean, enjoy is a very big word for this movie. But yeah, I would say the only time that the movie went past tolerable and just okay was in the last 20 minutes, and even then that didn't last.
No, that went by so quick. Like the dialogue went up, the
it was like that's where all the effort went into, all the production.
They
like the jokes got a bit better,
and
there was like some really fucked up shit going on too for an animated movie.
Which is just don't address whatsoever. Like so much of this film is just. I was like, I caught myself halfway in between. It's like, wait a minute. What am I supposed to take away from all this? Like, if I'm hearing like kids right behind me, I'm like, okay, what are you getting away from this? Because all I got was just, there is no stranger danger.
No, basically.
Just do whatever the fuck you want and things will pan out.
Yeah, there is no message behind it. I mean, you have to dig deep, and I don't want to do that here. It's one of those things where it feels like up until like the end, it's holding back on all of the zany and loony kind of stuff that I felt would have benefited the movie if it was just like that throughout. It's only until like the last 15 minutes where it finally it reaches the tipping point of how zany and goofy it's going to, where it's actually somewhat funny.
Right.
But yeah, it's too little, too late. Like you don't want to be like an hour sitting down for the okay parts.
What I really wanted is because I didn't realize how funny the villain was.
Yeah,
he was.
I know,
great.
and he's only up until
and
the
end.
end.
I wanted him I was like, oh my god, we needed him throughout. That'd be so fun if he was trying to get them and just like the crazy antics, and it was just less road trip. Yeah, it was. There was no clear. I mean, they had a clear path and a clear trail going through where they were, but like the antics and everything in between was kind of unnecessary.
It was very basic.
It was,
and very by the books. But yeah, the villain, the Storm guy, the Storm King. He's actually voiced by Liev Schreiber.
Yeah.
Who, I mean, we can argue about this, but I think he did try.
I think he tried.
I know he got his paycheck and everything, but at least he kind of tried in this role. But yeah, that was the only character. I mean, I wanted the villains to kill the fucking ponies, obviously. But this villain was actually a bit more fun in that he actually poked fun of all the cuteness and all the flowery and glittery stuff of the world.
It made it very self-aware.
Yes, exactly. So I like that he actually did poke fun of everything. And that's something that I felt that movie could have actually benefited from having it all throughout, instead of
taking it too seriously.
Emily Blunt, who portrays another pony, but it's nothing. It's another villain by the books, It's just like, I need your ultimate surrender. I had a bad experience when I was 5.
Okay, that character got worse.
Yeah.
As the movie progressed, but as soon as I saw Tempest, I was like, yes. Yes, please, this is what we need. We need more of you.
It's not because I enjoy how the villains were portrayed. It's that I hated the actual main character so much that I wanted bad things to happen to them. So I was just like, let's bring a little bit of darkness here just to like get rid of them.
Yeah, her backstory, was really weird too.
Yeah.
Like this universes creatures, I don't quite understand. Like I thought everything was pony based.
No, it's apparently not. So yes, there's the dragon guy.
Yeah,
we had an alligator, a bear.
Please let me go.
We had the juiced up pony. Let's do it, bro. Juice. Yeah, it's really just. I mean, I don't know. I'll be fair. I never seen the show. People say that it's good. So I mean, if I'm just based off of this, it's not something that I really want to try.
In case you didn't gather the information, we're not bronies. This was not easy for us.
Yeah, and there were a lot of actual. Besides Emily Blunt and Liev Schreiber, we also had Miguel Peña, Sia as well, Taye Diggs, who is basically. I don't know. I would say a Pirate of the Caribbean / what was it? Solo. I would say kind of.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like really great. Well, I mean,
no, there were not great performances.
Not great. No, I'm saying great people.
Yeah.
What happened? Like I would not be able to tell.
Yeah, like the only one I actually felt like was actually trying something was Liev Schreiber because how he performs, it doesn't. You can't tell that's Liev Schreiber. Like he actually changes the tone of his voice. Mm-hmm. He gets silly with it. You can tell know, when an actual performer is like really getting into the role. But I would say it's different for Liev Schreiber. In that little aspect, it's different because you would never see him in like something this flowery, especially after being used to him seeing him like in all these thrillers and action movies.
That's very true. This is very obvious. I don't know how they pitched this to him. Yeah. So Liev. We know
man. They pitched him by giving him those pony bugs, man. That's what he needed. Just keep it flowing. And Zoe Saldana is also in here too. Also another pirate. Yeah, they're just borrowing so many things out of here. I feel like if they just stayed in the actual kingdom that this movie is based on, it would have actually been a lot more fun.
Yeah, the different worlds just didn't quite pan out. Like I understand what they're going for, but it ended up kind of being like the planet of 1,000 worlds kind of thing.
I know.
And then you're just kind of going through, like, the only one that was mildly interesting was when they went underwater.
Man, I was lost.
You were lost at that point?
Yeah, I was just done. I'm pretty sure I slept a little bit before that. But I slept for a good chunk of this movie. But from what I do remember, that was a pretty fucked up scene because it's actually where one of the main characters actually betrays the rest of the group.
Everybody.
Yeah, exactly. She bitches out on all those characters.
The Princess of Friendship.
I know, the Princess of Friendship stabs everybody in the back. Yeah, It's hilarious. But yeah, no, again, that doesn't lead anywhere. They're just like, oh, we're friends again, you know.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. I mean, sure, we're not the audience for this. Like, if you have 5, 6-year-old kids,
fair, yeah.
they'll love this shit. It's full of color and noise and oh, so many unnecessary songs a la Disney. In true Disney fashion, they're ripping out of all of the things, including the songs. There was not a single song here that's not rolling your eyes cringe-worthy, where you just wanted to stop.
And you could tell when they're coming, too, and you're just like, no, no.
I know, it's like a little pony right next to you. Oh, I'm so glad this happened. You know what this calls for? Cue the music.
God damn. And this movie could have honestly been probably 20 minutes, half an hour shorter without the music.
I would even give it an hour.
Probably.
Yeah, because I mean, even if the movie in itself, including the music, was an hour, it would have been a lot more tolerable than what we had.
Oh yeah. And bordering on enjoyable.
Yeah, bordering on it. Way bordering, man. God damn.
A lot more enjoyable than it was.
Yeah, it's like I said, like the last 15 minutes are the only semi-enjoyable parts of the movie, but then Sia makes her great cartoon pony debut, which we absolutely needed. That's the first thing you think about when you think about My Little Pony.
Yeah, pretty much, right? I was expecting... We didn't see any bronies today.
And may I add, there were a lot of random adult references that I felt like the audience would not get. Like The Shining, one of the characters made of The Shining.
The Shining, or when they said Saddle Arabia.
Oh yeah, Saddle Arabia.
A kid's not gonna know what Saudi Arabia. Like really, like
the two guards that had the Pulp Fiction get up, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I was really amazed. Like they were really tailoring every once in a while to the adults and. I mean, to be fair, it's very Disney.
Yeah, I mean, they were dragged to them, but it's not something that the kids would get anything out of because, I mean, sure, it's one of those things where, like, you can say, like Pixar and sometimes DreamWorks can make something that appeals to both ages, but this is just kids all around. Like, if you're younger than 15, you will not get a lot out of this. So
I would say younger than that.
Yeah, dude, I mean, goddamn.
This is like 8 and below.
Yeah.
8 is bordering.
But regardless, you will not get those references where it's made.
Oh yeah.
So it's a waste, you know?
It is. I mean, it doesn't tailor well probably Pixar, like it has a reason towards it. Yeah. But it's like, why did you need to name it Saddle Arabia? Like you could have named anything. There's nothing like
at this point, it's like beating a dead horse if you're going to critique the dialogue. You know, because I mean, just the characters' names. You know, they sound like ice cream flavors from any ice cream store you go to.
Especially Tempest.
I know Tempest.
What's her name?
Tempest Shadow.
No. What was it? It was Fizzle Pop something.
Fizzle Pop something.
Oh,
you know, the special of the day. I'm not the. How about this? If you were a hardcore fan, if you were a brony. I could kind of see what you might, but even then, it's as a movie in and of itself, without me making any kind of connections to all the franchises and everything, and the powerful toy marketing that this involves. It's a very mediocre cartoon movie. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought, I was expecting way worse. Be like way dog shit. Fortunately, it was just a bit stinky, you know, but it wasn't that bad. So, yeah, I don't know. It still wasn't something that I was just like, oh my god, that totally took me by surprise.
Yeah, definitely not by surprise. No. Well, took me by surprise.
Well, one moment did take me by surprise.
God damn.
And it's a total spoiler with what was it, Tate Diggs' character. When he's talking to the little dragon character, he's like, you can breathe fire, right?
That was
and he just mows down people with a fucking flamethrower, and I'm just like, holy shit! And then a fucking character, the villain just dies after that, let's just be real. Like, there's no way he's coming back. They make sure to take him out. And there was like little moments like that where I was just like, wow, if you're pushing it that much, why not throughout the whole rest of the movie?
The way he goes out is savage.
Yeah, it is fucked up. It's like Kill Bill.
Pretty much. He is not coming back. No amount of magic.
There's no sequel with him in it. So
no amount of magical friendship wonder is going to bring that back.
He's dead.
Yeah, also, I like how, like, after the end of all this, like, Tempest still has, like, nothing she wanted.
Exactly. It's
like, really? Like, you just are masking over that issue, you know?
I know, man, and I had a lot of good Trump jokes when I was like looking at that the redneck pony.
Oh my god, so many. Oh my god.
I know. We need
That
to build a
voice.
pony wall.
All these immigrating ponies
I know,
around here.
I know, right? All this Mexiponies. We need to get them the hell out.
They're called donkeys, alright?
I would call it one hell of a donkey show if that's the case.
Oh man, yeah. Some of their voices sounded a little hoarse, but
I
you
know.
know.
The only character I will give, and just because it's Tara Strong, it's because it's Tara Strong, and she's in everything. Like she's a master of voice.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, oh man, you know what's sad too is like slight spoiler alert. This wasn't even the worst thing we saw today.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no! This at least for what it was doing, it knew what it was doing.
Yes.
Like, it set out, like, we're just gonna make this dumb fuck, colorful, animated movie for 5-year-olds, and that's exactly what they did. No matter how bad it was, they had a goal in mind. Oh, what we watched afterwards, we needed to, like, reverse that order, just to, like, go on down on a high note, because, goddamn, dude, we'll get to it.
Can we not?
Can we not? Can we just repress it and go on with our lives?
Right.
No.
Sorry, we didn't see anything this weekend. We don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. We just saw a bunch of ponies. That's all I know.
Crying deeply inside. Oh man, yeah. I'm glad it wasn't a complete shit show. You know,
it wasn't.
I was worried. Think of the children.
As a parent, you're not going to be like dying. You're not going to be like rolling your eyes every single second, because there's a few moments where you do, but it's not as bad as you think. It's tolerable. You're going to be fine. That's as best as I can put it. It'll just be an hour and a half of your life you won't get back.
Ever.
Ever.
That's a one-way street. But you want to? Should we go into the reviews for this? Maybe we're sending mixed signals.
Yeah, I feel like
whether we really truly like this or
not.
not.
Let's go first since you brought it up.
All right. All right then. Well, okay. Since I brought it up, I'm torn, man. Tempest was awesome.
Emily Blunt did make it for me, I gotta say. For me not even knowing that was her until I saw the Wikipedia page. Yeah. Sure.
Brutal. This is a weird mixed bag because we're not the audience for this.
No, not at all.
And we're not used to like this animation style, this world, like this whole atmosphere.
I gotta say,
film,
like, even though I did like some of the animation with the characters themselves, it did lack a whole lot more, especially when they were close-ups and you can see just like 100 wide pixels of their outlines.
With all that in mind, just looking at this as much of a film as I can kind of grasp with this. This isn't something obviously I want to watch again, and even if I had, like a 4-year-old child, I'd be like, we're moving on.
This is a babysitting movie.
This is very much babysitting movie at most. Even then, like I choose a different fucking film.
I know, man.
Like it's something a bit more educational and a bit more helpful for your freaking child. Like just put on Beethoven in the background. I don't care. Like.
Yeah, and if you're sensitive, if you're prone to seizures, do not watch this.
Oh fuck!
I heavily recommend you do not watch this.
Yeah, that was not built for every guy. If your child just like keels over and starts shaking,
I know, right?
It's probably My Little Pony.
You know you got one.
You know. Okay. All in all, I'm gonna have to give it. I didn't throw up. Mm-hmm. It wasn't. Especially after what we watched later today, it wasn't.
It gives you some frame of reference.
That level, like it could have been so much worse. And as rough as I can use this word, I enjoyed it. Like that. That's pushing it like a lot. I bared through it, and it wasn't something that neither of us needed to walk out on. I was betting money mentally like that you were gonna walk out. I was pretty certain, although he was half asleep anyway. So I guess
I mentally walked out.
Fuck. I didn't throw up. I see what they're going for. It was entertaining at points, and there was some things that semi-redeemed it enough to make me not completely throw up, especially like the dragon scene was just fucking hilarious, and Leave just really killed it. Like the last 20 minutes saved it. Like by the skin of its teeth, it saved it from a motherfucker. Like
you motherfucking ponies!
And the juiced up white pony.
Yeah.
Made it.
Do you even lift?
Bumped! That saved it for me. And I would not recommend, again, like, even though I say that, I would not recommend you have your kids watch this, honestly. Like, honestly, the age limit for me, I would say, is like 4 and below. So they don't, like, remember this. And if they're not, like, keeled over and dead by the end of the film, just have them move on. They're survivors.
It's natural selection at its best.
Right. Just give them that, and fuck, I don't ever want to hear about a My Little Pony film ever again.
You know it's only a matter of time, right? This is the second My Little Pony movie.
I know. Hopefully
to have a theatrical release.
Takes them another 10 years to animate.
We've already set a trend, man.
I'll go if it's live action.
You mean the live action porn parody?
There were so many moments, man, with Tempest.
Melting has a brand new definition.
What was the thing that Tempest was doing? Like, oh, they're gonna get it on, and they're gonna have some pony shit.
Dude, I made so many, like, horrible jokes.
Oh my god. The whole time, I'm just like, I'm just waiting for a mom to smack us from behind us, man. We were making some of those dreadful jokes.
Just pony orgies, nothing out of the ordinary.
With a cat.
Yeah, I know, hey man, I'm interspecies, you know, I'm not.
We're all friends.
Who am I?
The places that horn went.
I know, right?
Why do they think mine's broken?
I know, like, they made a really big deal out of the villain, like, missing their horn. I wanted to say that there was, like some, like, Freudian, like, phallic thing going on. You know, like, my horn, and, like, it means so much to me, you know?
Fucking bears.
I mean, stuff still came out, but I mean...
Shit like this. For an hour and a half. Sploosh.
Oh, God.
Yeah, fuck. Okay, what's your review?
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you. It's an I didn't throw up. It wasn't the piece of shit I thought it was going to be. It was just tolerable horse shit, I would say. How about this? So, if you're a brony, I'm not gonna stop you. Just fucking watch it, whatever.
Right,
but
yeah.
as the movie in itself, as like somebody, if you were to like introduce somebody to like the world of ponies through this, I don't think it would work for like the average viewer who has no experience with it whatsoever. It definitely didn't work for me. Like I said, the most unponiest things were the ones that I enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
Nothing that revolved around the main characters was enjoyable, not even one bit. I had fun, and saying fun is huge. Like that's like saying like I was running through like, you know, the sand, and instead of stepping on a vaccine, it was just a piece of glass. So so it was only fun in terms of, compared to everything else, it was more enjoyable. By Liev Schreiber as the villain, Emily Blunt somewhat I felt like was a nice, you know, a nice contrast to just the hours and hours of endless screaming and laughing, especially by that, I don't know the name of the character, but that little pink pony, I wanted to beat the shit out of her. Man, there's like no sense of reality with any of these characters, but especially her when she's falling to her death and laughing her ass off. So, yeah, it's so much potential that I felt was lost. I felt like because I mean, like a lot of people say, oh, the show is so greatly written, you know, like, oh, it has all these great jokes.
Maybe the TV show.
Yeah, I guess, but it was not something that translated to the big screen.
No.
The animation was decent at times, especially during the sequences when they were in the desert, when they were like in the water. That was actually really good. Yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. I especially the unnecessary musical pieces. I felt like that was what really dragged it down. Even when the movie was getting somewhat of a momentum, it had to like stop
it
in
would
its
kill
track
it.
for the music. The main voice actors I felt were nothing compared to the extras that were here.
Oh, the extras are great.
Yeah, it was really sad to say that the main characters really didn't bring anything to this. The only semi-enjoyable moments were in the last 15 minutes, and that's in the third act. And you know somebody said, like, okay, it's getting pretty slow. Somebody has to, like, punch up the script or something.
Yeah.
All of the good shit is in that segment. So, yeah, and I didn't throw up. If you're, like, a brony, I bet this is a get off your ass for you. But it's, for the average viewer, even if you have kids, it's bordering on Netflix in terms of, like, you can have your kids staring at the screen while you're doing something else. But yeah, for me, it's then I didn't throw up. It made me gag a bit, but thankfully, the floor was clean for the most part. I mean, we're talking about theater floors, so
I think a brony sat here.
I know, man. You're just like, oh god damn it.
There's not much more to freaking say about that masterpiece of color.
I know.
Oh man. All right, guys. There it is. Fucking.
You happy?
You happy? God damn. Now you have to let us know how we're doing. All right, come on, guys. We have other juicy stuff for you guys this weekend. This is a double feature weekend.
Oh yeah.
So My Little Pony was one, and we watched Geostorm. Which one do you think was better? I'll give you $50 now. Get it? So, okay, please keep on following us on YouTube. Follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, wherever you find your wonderful podcasts. Let us know how we're doing on Facebook. Let us know if you have anything you want us to watch on Rehash. A couple weeks ago, we watched The Room and some other juicy stuff. Oh, we watched Big Mouth for somebody as well. So, wonderful stuff. We love watching what you guys have to suggest. Pornhub films, all that fun stuff, whatever. I think that's it, Mario. What do you have to say?
Believe it or not, this was better than Geostorm.